Hi everyone, my name is Angie, and here is my hidden historical figure presentation for Antonia Novello. Overall, Antonia Novello shattered barriers as the first female and first Hispanic United States Surgeon General. Her groundbreaking work promoted injury prevention, which improved access to healthcare for minority groups like Latinos, and regularly addressed community needs, leaving a lasting impact on public health policy. This next slide focuses on early life. Antonia Novello was born in Puerto Rico in 1944. However, complications regarding her disease lessened her childhood experience, such as congenital megacolon. This condition would slow down the advancement of stool through the intestines when a baby's ganglion cells do not grow properly. Due to her family problems, like the death of her father in her childhood, there was a delay in her treatment. But finally, at age 18, she would receive the necessary operation, which took place and promoted her healing. The long wait made her realize that she needed to help people who were ill. Which brings us to a bit of her education. She was educated at the University of Puerto Rico and Johns Hopkins University. Her career at the time was a pediatric nephrologist. However, due to the emotional baggage related to patient care and constant overworrying and crying, it was decided that it was best to leave the field to pursue something different. Her mother, of role models, often spoke about the value of education and caring for other people, which impacted Novello in extraordinary ways. She joined the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps and worked at the National Institute of Health. This involvement led to her drafting the federal legislation for the Organ Transplant Procurement Act of 1984, which decreased the chance of minimal errors when it came to organ matching registry. Based on her focus, she made sure to include diversity in regard to the Latinx population to alleviate the community's health needs. A notable project she was involved in was campaigns to prevent smoking and tobacco use. She was a strong advocate for AIDS prevention, increasing immunization, and speaking out against domestic violence. Overall, Novello was nominated to serve as the State Health Commissioner in 1999. However, there was controversy that mentioned that she abused her power, which we will get into later. But overall, her accomplishments were significant, and it reflected her impacts in both the medical and public health fields. Being the first female and Hispanic U.S. Surgeon General, she made history serving under President George H.W. Bush. As for being an advocate for public health, she made sure to focus on raising awareness for public-related issues such as underage drinking. For advancement of women in medicine, Novello worked to help women and advocating for equal opportunities and recognition in the field. For pediatric nephrology expertise, before being the Surgeon General, Novello was respected a pediatric nephrologist, which would help children and impacting their kidney health. Public health policy, she advocated for health initiatives and reforms. As for awards and recognition, she made numerous contributions and of course won awards for medicine and public health. A few examples include the James Smithson Bicentennial Medal and the Primo Carnera Award. As for the negative media speculations, she was accused of misusing the government funds. for example, personal purposes during her time as Surgeon General, such as personal travel and chauffeurs. Basically, her employees were taken advantage of, given tasks such as running her errands, and made to complete outside of work activities that had nothing to do with work. Articles were uploaded to defend and accuse Novello of criminal matters such as defrauding the state, as well as a hostile work environment. Some reports suggested that Novello created a hostile work environment and received a bunch of complaints from staff members. As for conflict of interest, there was a lot of criticism, and it made sense that it was during her office time. As for registration, she did deny doing anything wrong, but eventually she did acknowledge and pay a fine. So, things to acknowledge. American history can be involved by discoveries and extensive research that Dr. Novello has made during her time as a physician. We have kidney reports and childhood injury prevention to look at. She helped Latinos, women, and children. We are helpful for the contribution she made during her time as Surgeon General. Her speech as she was sworn in was inspiring. Once a dream, it is now my privilege to be a good doctor for all who live in this great country. This person is worth studying due to her motto, good science and good sense, which is simple but effective in regards to what she is yet to set in place. Overall, I just want to say thank you. And here's another quote from her speech. Once a dream, it is now my privilege to be a good doctor for all who live in this great country. And here's my works cited. There's 5 sources, and of course here's a picture of Dr. Novello.